What's going on, everybody? My name is Blake LaFleur. I'm from Waterloo, Iowa. Um, Today is November 27th. Yesterday, I woke up in prison, and I discharged my prison sentence yesterday. Um, it's, it's crazy. Like, I got a fresh start. I'm good, but I'm starting from scratch. You know what I'm saying? For real. My ex, while I was down, kept all my bread, got rid of my clothes, my shoes, all that. Um, So I got out to nothing, I still got my prison sweater on. You know how it go. It is what it is. Minor setback for a major comeback, so I ain't really tripping. I got a brother that love me. My little brother, he been out here working, staying out the way. He ain't ever been in trouble. Um, I'm proud of him, but he loved me enough he offered to pay for me a ticket to wherever I want to go, but he feel like he don't want me to be here because every time I come back home, I get locked up. And in Iowa, it's really nothing here for us. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have a football team, a basketball team, baseball team, hockey team. We don't have nothing. It's like how it's designed here in Iowa for you to, like, you could go to school, people can have good lives and all that, but it's just like nothing. It's nothing here for me. Like I got a daughter in it. I feel some type of way, but I feel like I could go elsewhere, establish myself for real, like a place where I ain't got no bad blood, I ain't did no wrong there, a fresh start, and get on my stuff and be a real father to her. I could find a job and do all that stuff here. I just feel like there's nothing here for me. You know what I mean? I could get on my stuff and send for my daughter elsewhere. I got an understanding with the mother of my daughter. You know what I'm saying? She hit me with, well, I know how you coming. I know you love your daughter. I know you ain't no deadbeat, and I know you ain't happy here. So whatever you got to do, wherever you got to go, however long it take, like we here, we ain't going nowhere. But you can't make your daughter happy unless you happy. So with her telling me that took the world, the pressure of the world being on my shoulders off of me. So I really had no excuse now. So now I'm just really trying to figure out where I'm gonna go, what I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? And I've been torn between a lot of different places. Like, of course, Atlanta. They call that the black man Hollywood. Houston. They got a lot of jobs opportunities out there. I did a little research, and they got a lot of oil rig job opportunities. The person that's willing to work, they got jobs for you out there. Vegas, they say you can't walk down the strip or different places without people jumping up in front of you offering you a job. So like I'm in the mind frame, the headspace. I want to go somewhere where I don't know nobody and nobody know me and just start from scratch. You know what I mean? I feel like I got the personality, the good intentions, the charisma, the way of carrying myself to where I could really go anywhere where it's opportunity and make it happen. So that's kind of where I'm at now. Just start from scratch and just decide. And so next week, bro, let me know wherever I decide, whatever I pick. Like he gonna pay for that ticket. So that's love. That's way more than what everybody else in my life talking about right now. You know what I mean? So, bro, be coming through. Like when I was in prison, he held me down, sent me bread when I needed it and all that. I'm blessed to have him. You know what I mean? I love the hell out my little brother. So I guess I'm torn between right now. What it's boiling down to, a lot of the places that I've been considering, I'm putting on the back burner to this to take in consideration this program called Ujamaa out of St. Paul, Minnesota. I had a homegirl named Angel. She's from out that way. She stay in Texas now, but I've been interacting with her, and she been putting me up on game about a lot of opportunities out there that's low key for real. And then I'm taking in consideration with the presidential election being over with, and we have who we have, Trump. I'm not really intimidated by Trump being president because I feel like Trump, like a lot of black people is on edge because they feel like Trump gonna send us back into slavery or whatever. Like, I'm not saying Trump perfect, but I don't feel like Trump's a threat to black people in the sense of I don't feel like he's gonna hinder our way in avenues of making money and opportunities for ourselves, because ultimately I feel like he's smart enough businessman to know that we gonna generate and accumulate, but he's smart enough to capitalize on it. So I feel like he's gonna alley hoop us to make money and plays and pave the way for ourselves if we take the opportunity to. I just feel like he gonna capitalize on it. And truth be told, I'm not against it as long as I benefit. Like truth be told, our culture, we've done that so much to the point to where it's like we just got to jump on the bandwagon at this point. Like we fumbled the ball in our culture where we don't value ownership, where we don't value our longevity enough to the point to where we have a cultural cuisine that we pass down generation after generation that promotes longevity. The foods that we pass down culturally as blacks, African Americans, niggas, whatever you want to call yourself. But if you fit into my group of people, the food we pass down causes high blood pressure and diabetes. So we need to revamp that. Like I heard a saying and it stuck with me. It came from a cat out of New York. He say, what we have and what we need that every other established group of people have, and every qualified established group of people have, whether it be a business or a group of people, a race or whatever, they have a common philosophy. They have a blueprint on what it looks like to properly represent this group of people. So like if you get a job working at a Walmart or a Tyson's Fresh Meats or a John Deere or an oil rig company or what, it don't matter. They have a way that they want you to represent yourself when you representing that company, that group of people. So I feel like us as black people, we don't have that. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's the solution to our problems. I feel like once we sit and analyze these 400 plus years of our history that we do have tangible, it'll alleviate us from being able to say, oh well, they fucked us up. They put us through slavery. They did all this shit. Yeah, but we got all this history, this 400 years history of our ancestors showing us what works for us and what doesn't. And we still in time. We still have opportunity to still figure out a lot of those different things in actions, but we fail to take the actions to find out what those things are that can benefit us in modern day time. So if we sit and analyze these past 400 years, we see things like black people don't need an objective leader because one, we can't control the agenda at all time. We can't make sure that they have our best interests at heart as a whole. And then that concept is so subjective because everybody needs different things. So if we take out the idea of having a leader, it lessens our division. And another thing, we obviously have a long history of outside forces cutting the heads off of the snakes, so they get rid of our leaders. So I feel like if we come up with a common philosophy or a bylaws or whatever we gonna end up calling it, if we come up with it, everybody knows how to be the leader. So then we don't have a leader. Everybody's obligated to represent themselves as a leader of this group. We check our cuisine so we live healthier, longer lives, so we can be more beneficial to our culture. We need to check that. We need to revamp a lot of things that a lot of people ain't gonna want to, like this whole religion concept. I feel like black people, we so far behind, we don't even need to focus on religion. If it is a God, he ain't there for us right now. It's all about what we gonna do for us. And I don't mean to say that with no disrespect. It's just from what I'm seeing, no outside force is gonna play a role or a significant role in us fixing what's wrong with us. And I'm not saying we're the worst in the world or we fucked off or none of that shit. I'm just saying we not where we need to be with the opportunities that present themselves in modern day time. And we need to start taking the steps to do that. Now, I don't have the mentality everybody's going to be on the same page. So it takes the people that have that notion at heart to fix it. And you start with paying attention to what foods you pass it down culturally, not just what you're going to eat in your lifetime, but what you want or what you find through research and trial and error, what works for us and what doesn't. and let that be documented and noticed culturally to where to the point to where it's passed down verbally rather than just in books. Because once it hit a book, then it can start being diluted. Well, what they meant by this is this, and it all gets subjective. But it has to start somewhere. So I'm not against putting it in books and all that, but I just feel like we need to pass it down culturally to the point to where it's a common knowledge, to where we don't have to be taught. We don't have to be told. It's common knowledge. It's been passed down and showed by example and trial and error from knee high, from when we kids, when we learn how to walk, when we learn the words, we learn what things we supposed to revere and hold value to. So I feel like that's one thing we need to work at. I feel like that's the thing we need to work at. And I have a lot of ideas, and I feel like being on YouTube is my lane. I'm a little rough around the edges right now, but as I get my life together, I'm gonna start presenting myself in a better light. But just bear with me. TTP, trust the process. And that's where I'm at with it. So right now I think I'm gonna utilize the St. Paul Avenue. I'm gonna interact with the UJAMA program. Hopefully they embrace me. I got good intentions. And I feel like I'm 100% locked in on that avenue. Now, if it don't work out in that way, then I got backup plans as far as checking out Houston oil rig jobs, and checking out Vegas, and checking out Florida, checking out Atlanta, checking out Harlem. I've always wanted to go to New York, Harlem. So it's just like I'm free, I'm discharged, and I'm starting from the bottom. I'm not intimidated. I'm not bitter about my past, none of that. You know what I mean? I don't have no sex cases. I ain't told on nobody. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't in the streets no more. So it's like I got things that I want to address as far as that aspect go, like the street aspect, as far as a black man. I feel like that shit's dead. Excuse the language, but I feel like we see it doesn't work for us. It doesn't have our best interests at heart. Only select a few benefit from it, and then the rest are in situations of demise by interacting with the streets. So I'm done with it, and I despise the streets, the concept, the mentality of the streets. Now, it's some values that you develop being in the streets that I revere and I hold fast to, but as a whole, I'm against it. As a whole, I'm against the concept of religion because I have no reason to believe, but hopefully through this journey, I can be 100% one way or the other on a lot of different things, and it's gonna take time. I'm only 33 years old, so I still have time to grow and develop. I know what lane I'm in, and it's a good feeling. A lot of people that I was just in prison with lifers yesterday, and people with quarter 70s, which is 25 years, 70% mandatory that you have to do of that sentence before you can see the parole board. Dime 70s, same thing, same factor with the 70%. Just a lot of time. I had cellies that had life. I had cellies that had sentences like 45 years. I had cellies that they'll be discharged in a few years, and it's so many different people that are getting ready to come home, and not even just in Iowa, not even just in the prison I was in, but in all the all the prisons all over. It's just a mentality, like, and it stemmed from the mentality that we developed from the streets. But a lot of people not ready. I feel like even though I went through a lot of the things I went through, I'm ready because I'm blessed because I'm ready. Mentally, I'm ready. Emotionally, I'm ready. I'm just ready, you know what I mean, for this fresh start, and I'm gonna give it to myself. I'm done making excuses. I know it's gonna be bumps in the road, but I finally feel like, yo, I'm a grown man, and it's time for me to start acting like it. And I feel like I got what it takes to put up and not have to shut up. You know what I mean? So, yeah, my name is Blake LaFleur. I plan on taking this YouTube and other platforms serious. I have a lot of content that I want to put out. Yesterday, I made an agreement with my dad. I didn't grow up with him. We had a phone relationship, and even then, the relationship wasn't as vivid as I would have liked it to be, but we have a relationship, and it's promising. Let alone it's beautiful if we consider all the things we went through and didn't go through together. So it's a lot of content I want to put up with him. I want us to branch off from not just having one consistent thing on my page or pages, depending on how this end up turning out. But I'm gonna incorporate my dad with a lot of this stuff I'm gonna be doing on YouTube. Like I want to have just conversations with him. A lot of conversations I have with my dad, they be insightful and they be on real subject matters. We don't just be talking bullshit. Sometimes we'll get loose and just, but we really be having a lot of grown man conversation. I feel like America could see a light, that light from black folks. You know what I mean? A father and son having that trying relationship and talking about it and getting to know each other at the same time, because it's a lot I don't know about my dad. It's a lot he don't know about me. And I'm going to use YouTube to exercise that process too and document it along the way. So it's a lot of different things I got that I want to bring to the table. I got apps I want to introduce to the world. It's not like I have the world figured out or I just have these $1 million schemes and none of that. But I just feel like I got something to add to the world and I'm comfortable doing it. So just bear with me. Trust the process like I'm trusting the process, and we're going to see what happens. But I don't want to make this too long. I just want to give it a test run, see how I interacted with the camera, see if you can hear me or not, see how the recording is going. I'm using a phone. I went and got a phone plan through Samsung. And I knew I was gonna be in this lane with YouTube and podcasts and then whatever else come with this. So I wanted a decent camera, so I went and got an iPhone, got the little plan. It'd be $100 and something a month that I gotta pay for it. But I feel like if I invest in me, the money gonna be there. So I'm just gonna cross my fingers and trust the process and see how this thing play out. But yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm about to see what happens. I feel like it's my turn, and I'm gonna let y'all see if it's my turn while I find out myself. But blessings. If you have a way of contacting me or getting in contact with me, and through later videos, future videos, I'll be getting more organized and having direct locations where you can reach me at other than YouTube or Facebook. Some may even get my direct line. I'm comfortable with that. It just has to be for the right reasons. So I'm an open book. Whatever people want to ask me, whatever people want to contribute to what I have going on, I'm an open book. I'm open arms. I'm with it. So let's just figure out how this thing play out together, and welcome. I'm not sure if I'm only going to be under one umbrella. When I got notion that I had a knack for podcasting and interacting with people on social media, I had started on different platforms like the Breakout app and Clubhouse app. And I'm going to get back in tune with those avenues as well, but along with other ones. But I'll have that information in my future videos to where people can contact me on a more direct and personal level. And I'm here. I'm ready. Thanks for accepting me.